Well, I went to Gaza after I resigned from the U.S. government in opposition to the U.S. war on Iraq. I ended up going to Gaza several times in 2009 and seeing the destruction that the Israelis were doing at that time. And then I heard about these boats going to Gaza, trying to go to Gaza. So I joined the flotilla of the Mavi Marmara and was on the Challenger 1 vessel right next to the Mavi Marmara. So since then, since 2010, for the next 16 years, I've been a part of the Gaza Freedom Flotilla Coalition, sending over 35 boats to break the illegal Israeli blockade of Gaza. On a personal and a moral level, this mission of the Conscience ship and the other 9 vessels that are going, plus the Samud flotilla, all of those are morally so important to us as citizens of the world that we stand up against our nation's complicity in the Israeli genocide of Gaza. As a U.S. citizen, our government is up to their eyeballs in genocide, and our citizens need to say no to the genocide, no to the ethnic cleansing. Well, it shows that the Israeli government, as always, and they have since 2010, they have detained every boat that's attempted to go to Gaza. And it's an illegal interference because they are stopping us in international waters, arresting us, kidnapping us, taking us to a place we don't want to go, Israel, and refusing to let us go to Gaza, even into the territorial waters of Gaza. So it's a moral imperative to us that as citizens of the world, we say no to Israel and no to our government's complicity in what Israel is doing. Well, being imprisoned because you object to a genocide is crazy. What we have to object to is a person like Ben-Gvir, who says that genocide is okay, that massacring 60,000 Palestinians is okay. We have to stand up to murderers like Ben-Gvir and others in the Israeli government who are murdering tens of thousands of Palestinians. They are violating every international law and every moral law. And hopefully that the gods will take care of them at some stage. But in the meantime, we as citizens of the world must stand up to the murderers to say no to the murders of Palestinians. Surely there were, as we understand it, there were 462 persons that were detained and imprisoned by the Israelis, and they came off 39 ships. Four persons have already returned home. They were Italian members of parliament. We understand that there will be Turkish citizens that may be returned today. And I think the Israelis want to get rid of people as fast as they can because we are a burden on them. We're a burden on them because then they can't focus on killing more Palestinians. So we want to be the burden because anything we can do to slow down what Israel is doing to the Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank, that's the whole purpose of the flotillas, is to try to make Israel stop what they're doing. And these flotillas and 462 people have stopped a lot of the government processes for a short time. Well, this is the 2 flotillas and 1 mission. So the Conscience ship that you see here was bombed in Malta. I was in Malta when that happened, and bombs that blew up a great part of the bow of that ship. The precautions are that we ask the people of the world to stand up. I mean, we have no defenses against what Israel can do. They can bomb the boats, they can torpedo the boats, but they are boats that have no weapons on them. They only have citizens on them, nonviolent citizens that are objecting to the violence of Israel. Well, it signifies with all of these professions that you've just mentioned that the wide spectrum of the community is all against this genocide. We have 3 members of the Turkish parliament that are on the Conscience right now. There were 4 members of the Italian Parliament that were on the Samud Flotilla. We have, as you mentioned, the doctors that have served in Gaza. We have journalists that prior to the genocide starting had actually reported from Gaza but are unable to get there. We have professors who have been professors at universities in Gaza prior to the genocide. So we have people who have been to Gaza that know the people of Gaza and have worked there over the many, many years. I've been to Gaza myself 8 different times since 2009, and I know so many people there, and unfortunately so many of them have become martyrs because of this genocide. So it is important that all of us stand up to Israel and to our own governments, whether you be a doctor, a lawyer, a merchant, whatever, and the ordinary citizen. Since 2010, all of the ships have been detained, 35 of them. So just because a ship and a previous flotilla is detained does not mean we stop. We have to keep pushing and moving, and even though the Samud Flotilla has now been stopped, but we send another flotilla right behind it because it's our responsibility as citizens to do whatever we can to stop this genocide. Absolutely, the ships will continue until the blockade is lifted, till Palestine is free. Well, despite the continued detentions, the murders and all, what keeps me going is that I look at what the people in Gaza are doing. They continue despite the worst living conditions one can imagine, without food, without good water, without a home now. They continue. And so if they can continue, we have to continue to be in solidarity with them.